Hello, hello! We are here to do a self-reflection session and we're gonna do it together. So I asked ChatGBT, damn it, I forgot what I asked. What did I ask to get these questions? I asked ChatGPT to give me some questions to better understand myself, and now I got the questions in front of me. I just had a quick look and I didn't really think about them. We're gonna do it together. As I said, you can pause, and here's my cat. Hey, baby! My baby, my baby, my baby, my baby. I love you so much. So we're gonna go through these questions together, and before I answer them myself, I suggest you to pause the video, to answer yourself, to think about it yourself, because this is also a reflection for you. Why to see my reflection without seeing yourself? That's the whole point, to mirror ourselves. So you can pause, you can think yourself, you can answer yourself, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's start. So starting with identity and self-perception questions, we have 3 of them. The first one is, how would I describe myself in 3 words? Pause there and think. Well, I would say the first word that comes up to my mind is radiant, because that's also connected with my name. Feza means like the light you follow, I love that. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for the genes and the name. Mwah, love ya. But yeah, I would say radiant because I'm a believer, I'm a positive mind, and that's what I do, and that's what feeds my soul, just being radiant and giving. I'm a really giving person at this point. Even though I try to balance it in my private life, still this is what feeds my soul. And as a life coach and content creator, what I'm doing in Turkish, in YouTube in general, it's like giving the water, like watering the flowers and seeing them bloom. I love that. So first one is radiant. Second of all, I would say lover, because even though I don't know the English word of that, there's a Turkish word tasawwuf, which means like the love to God, the love to life, like where you just lean back and let it go. Even though I can't say like I'm a professional, I'm not Buddha, I'm not Buddha. But I'm trying my best. I'm focused on that, Even though, as I say, I'm young and beautiful and hot, and that's hard, but because sometimes you still want to party and you're not always in that meditative state. But still, I'm trying my best, and even just having this goal, I think, is precious. So I would say lover, for God, for myself, and for human in general. I love everyone, to be honest, and my goal is also to not have a problem with anyone, because I know if I have a problem with anyone, that's a reflection of myself. I have a problem with myself, actually. And every time I have something, just a little trigger with someone, I'm like, okay, what is this showing me? Like, what do I have to get deeper, and what do I have to find out here? What's triggering me? What's the reason? So actually, after having this mindset, I don't have a problem with anyone. Yeah, and I love that. So I'm a lover girl. And the third word, radiant, lover, compassionate, I could say. Compassionate, like an empath, and feeling everything. And that's actually the reason why, I'm like thinking everything, overthinking kind of, and getting deeper always, and kind of trying to see through everything and always to find something more, because obviously there's always something more. So I would say compassionate, this passion to, this hunger, I would say. Yeah, we can describe it like that. Okay, radiant, lover, and compassionate. And also, as a combination of all 3 of this, lately I got a beautiful compliment. Really, the best compliment I got lately was like, oh, Feza, you're so healthy. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know how to respond to that, because this was one of the best compliments that I ever had. If you ask me, like, would you rather be like cool or have this like cool, beautiful, hot, blah, blah, blah, which is, I always give it to myself, kind of. I don't need to hear that, but I wouldn't rather hear these kind of compliments. I would rather hear like, oh, Feza, you're so healthy, because that means actually all the combination of all 3 of this, what I said, because I'm so healthy that I make you actually feel safe around me. I'm safe, I'm healthy, so you're feeling safe and healthy, so which is kind of radiant. And health, love and compassion. So, that's actually like the certificate of the 3 words that I just said, that compliment that I had lately. I'm actually pretty curious about your answers, so I would really, really appreciate it if you wrote your answers down below to the comment section too. So let's continue with the second question. What roles do I currently play in life? For example, friend, coach, creator, partner, and which ones feel most authentic to me? Friend, coach, creator, not a partner, not that. But player, I would say, volleyball player. Not like a playgirl, not like a playgirl, no. I'm actually pretty invested on protecting my energy. That's also combined with the first word that I said in Turkish, like tasavvuf. I'm gonna write it here, I'm gonna find it later. Or wait, we have internet here. Tasavvuf, İngilizce canikosu. Mysticism. Is this even an existing word? I don't think so. Just give me a second. Islamic mysticism. Sufism, it's also in English, Sufism, that's great. So Sufism basically is like, you have to like protect yourself from all kind of sins. So I can't just, hang around with everyone and say that I'm like focused on this idea, So that's why I protect myself in energy-wise, And I also am really a big supporter of whenever you, especially with men and women, or in general romantically, you combine your energies with someone, even just with a little coffee or tea. I really, really support that. Your energy shifts, your energy gets affected. So I can't let my aura in this way be affected. It's not that simple for me. So it's my job, it's my responsibility to protect my aura, and that's what I do. So let's go back to the questions. Yeah, that's why I don't have a partner. So friend, life coach, content creator, volleyball player, daughter, sister. What else do I got? Yeah, I think that's it. And the most authentic to me, life coach, first of all, life coach and content creator feels really, really authentic to me. And I'm really, really proud of myself when people ask like, hey, what do you do, And I'm like, yeah, I'm a life coach and content creator. I just love that. I love that answer. So I want to thank me for believing in me. Third question and the last question for the identity and self-perception section. Do I feel aligned with the image I present to others? Why or why not? Pause there and think about it. I pretty much do feel aligned with the image that I present to others because I'm just who I am, and I love that about myself, to be honest. I'm trying my best to just be real, and yeah, I'm proud. I think you also get the energy right now from me because I'm just, it is what it is, duh, kind of person. Okay, let's go for the second section, thoughts and beliefs. What are the core beliefs I have about myself? And are they empowering or limiting? Well, my core beliefs is that I'm actually a star. Really, really, and I really do believe in myself in a positive way. Sometimes I'm limiting myself with my weight. I don't understand what's my problem, to be honest, because I'm pretty beautiful. Like, I really love myself, actually. But, it can always be better. I think this is like my higher self, like, talking to me like, hey, push yourself. Like, don't eat that chocolate, just go to the gym. And I am doing all of that. Sometimes I'm eating that chocolate, though. Sometimes I'm doing that, too. But in general, I'm, like, doing my sports, I'm going to the gym and blah, blah, blah. But at that point, maybe with the chocolate. It's all starting with the chocolate. The limiting point, I think, only with my body. I'm good. But I'm just having a little problem with this one here. But, nobody's perfect. No, as Jessie J once said. It's fine, it's fine. And also all the Greek statues, or in general, all the statues are like this. Like, this is how a woman should look like, you know? Duh. I mean, guys, I know I'm gonna trigger some of you. I know I'm gonna trigger some of you with my self-love, but as I said, it is what it is, you know? And I also suggest you to be this way. And like, if you're like this limiting and not self-loving person and you see me right now, I know I'm gonna trigger you. I know for sure. But be like, why am I not like this, you know? What do I have to have? Like, I'm not perfect. Come on. I mean, I'm not perfect. I know that I'm not. I have all my flaws. I know that. I know that. But still, that's what makes us beautiful. Na, na, na, na, na, na, na, na. Oh, the One Direction inside of me is not stopping. So in general, as you can see, my core beliefs are actually pretty positive. As I told you in the beginning, I'm a positive mind. I am. I don't allow myself to talk negatively to myself. And that's why, of course, I don't allow others to talk to me in a negative way. And that's why I don't have toxic shit around me. And that's why I hear compliments like, oh, you're so healthy. I mean, can you imagine how precious that is? Okay, the energy that I have. I'm fitting this color amazingly. Okay, so let's continue with the other question. Whose voice is the loudest in my head? Mine, my parents, society's, or someone else? Mine, for sure. It wasn't like this always, of course, you know, but for 3 years, I'm working on my self-healing. For 3 years, I'm trying to protect my energy. For 3 years, I'm trying to do this Sufism, you know, like I'm trying to be in a mystical way. So with all of this, after the 3 years of work, right now I can talk to you like this, you know. So it's a process, but I'm happy. I make myself happy, so I think that's what matters. And the last question for the thoughts and beliefs: in what areas of life do I feel confident? And where do I doubt myself the most? I feel pretty confident with the spotlight, even though I was really scared. At this point, a quote comes up to my mind. It's a Turkish one actually that I remember. Tetiklendiğin yerdedir hazinen. The English translation of that is like, where you get triggered, there is your treasure. So I was getting really triggered with the spotlight, or in general, you know, talking to people. When you like see me in a class, for example, including university, you know, I'm not talking about my childhood or so. That was also in college like this. I go in front of the class and I'm like, you know, you cannot see a little bit of confidence. I mean, I was always confident, to be honest, but also pretty scared. Also pretty much scared. But still, I worked on myself, and right now it's just a pleasure. It's seriously my biggest pleasure. For example, dancing. That was also like a big trigger for me, like that people watch me when I'm dancing and I'm like scared to do the moves and so. But right now, oh, I love to dance. And I especially love it when people watch me and like, oh, damn, your energy. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I just love it. So let's continue, guys. Emotions and needs. Oh, that's gonna be deep. Let's see. What emotions have been most dominant in me lately? What might they be trying to tell me? So if you ask lately, I was actually feeling so lonely. When we go back to 3 weeks ago, something like that, for a whole month, I was feeling pathetic. I didn't have a job, and while I was looking for a job, I was always getting rejected, and that also triggered a lot in me, because even like the jobs that I thought like, oh, that's gonna be for sure, they also like rejected me, and I was like, okay, what's happening? You know, I'm getting rejected a lot, so I can't handle that. And I think that triggered some things inside of me, also like maybe reminded me of my romantic kind of traumas, I don't know, or the scars that I still have. Because even though I try to heal myself, I can't say that I'm fully healed. And I don't think that's even possible, you know, to be fully healed, because we're just traumatized creatures from the beginning till the end. So that's impossible, I think. We can just try to do our best, but it's never gonna go away. And I love that too, by the way, because that's what makes us who we are. And we need that, I think. The only need or emotional like luggage that I kind of have right now is this loneliness that sometimes can pop up. And I'm a big supporter of, as Rihanna said, I'm alone but not lonely. I actually love to be alone, you know, I prefer to be alone. Like, for example, I have the chance to call my friends and to have a coffee or blah blah blah, but I just choose not to. I don't know, it's just something that I have inside of me. I love being alone. And at this point, some friends of mine are saying like, Faiza, I don't understand if you're extrovert or introvert. But to be honest, I don't know either. I don't know either. Okay, so the last questions, here we are. Do I feel emotionally safe in my relationships with myself and others? No. I mean, I can't say that I feel unsafe, but I can't say that I feel fully safe either. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Sometimes I'm getting triggers. Sometimes I'm having questions in my mind, like, why did he do that? Why did he say that? Why did she do this? Why is she acting like this? You know, I'm sometimes having these questions, and I don't like having these questions, to be honest. And the second I have them, I'm like, okay, you know, calm down, and that's not your business to think about. You know, she did what she did, or he said what he said. Whatever happened, happened. And that's not your thing to think about it this much. It happened, and it's in that moment. You just leave it there, you know? So I don't really allow myself to think on those, but I would lie if I say those thoughts don't pop up. They still pop up. And I think emotionally safe is like when you don't have these questions, you know? So that's why I still work on myself, I could say. 9th question. 9 is my favorite number, by the way. What do I truly need right now? Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or physically? Emotionally, to be honest, I would love someone to share life with. I'm gonna be honest, I mean, yeah, I'm alone but not lonely, but still, you know, we need each other, we are for each other. So a partner wouldn't be bad. I'm a family person, you know, I want to have a husband, I want to have kids, I want to share this life with someone, I want to share my goals and everything. So emotionally, I could say that I mean, I don't want to say like I need a partner, that's too needy, but I think I do. Yeah, I need a man in my life, to be honest. Yeah, I love men. I think men are the coolest. Confession. I need a man. Okay, let's continue. Mentally. What do I need mentally right now? I think maybe a bit more strength, like in discipline. I'm like a really, really chill person, you know. For example, I say like, yeah, I'm gonna do this video today. I thought about it when I was in the office. But then I came home and I was like, yeah, I might also not do it, you know. Eventually I'm gonna do it. I can delay it a bit, you know. If I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it. But then for a second I felt like it and I was like, okay, let's do it, you know. So I'm actually pretty chill, and I think at this point it's really important to remember this sentence. The healthiest brain is the most flexible. So I think it's also important to be flexible, you know, not to be strict to ourselves and to just allow ourselves how we feel and go with the flow, you know. And I love that. I love that. So I think mentally I'm doing pretty good, actually. Duh, fire. Or physically, what do I need? Thank God. I mean, thank God. I have a healthy body. Yeah, I have gained a few weights. That's fine. As long as I'm healthy, you know, that's all that matters. So thank God. Thank God. Thank God. And the last questions. Passion and purpose. What activities make me lose track of time and feel most alive? That's a perfect question. I love this because I love to discover these. First of all, camera. Spotlight, as I said. With the spotlight, I just lose track of time. I love it. Second of all, sports. Volleyball, I could say. And also gym. I also lose track of time in gym, actually. And with the mirror, especially with the mirror. I could look at the mirror like for hours, to be honest. What activities do I lose track of time? Thoughts. When I'm really deep thinking, I love to talk to myself, to have these deep conversations, kind of also reflections with myself. And actually, basically, this is how I learned English, by the way, because I told you I'm a Turkish woman. And because I was talking to myself all the time, losing track, I actually learned English this way. And the last question, what impact do I want to have on others and the world? Am I living in alignment with that? Yes. So as I told you, I'm a life coach and I'm trying to be healthy. I'm starting with myself to keep myself healthy as possible, to develop myself. And what I give to myself, I give to others. I coach myself actually at the beginning, and then I'm coaching others. A radiant, compassionate lover girl to the life, and that's what I want to give others too. And I want to tell you something. So I told you that, for example, dancing was a trigger for me and I was really, really shy years ago. But then right now when I'm dancing and I just see a little eye contact with someone, okay, woman, I'm like, come with me, like dance with me. So when I'm like trying to give my kind of own light to the person, to the woman that I'm dancing with, and when I see her shine, I just love that. There's a beautiful saying from Rumi that I would like to translate. A candle doesn't lose its light by enlightening other candles. So that's what I basically do and want to do and keep on doing in life. So yeah, I think I'm in alignment with all of that. Okay, I love that. So as I told you, these videos are gonna come, and mostly in Turkish I'm actually scripted, with my content, but in English I want to keep it more natural and just go with the flow. So yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.